Hey guys, welcome back to Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. We've got more Reddit stories for you today. I'm Josh.
I'm Kristie.
And let's jump right in.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my neighbor use my vintage bathtub for his therapy sessions? Based on the title, what do you think?
I do not support letting a neighbor use my bathtub.
Yeah, it seems a big invasion of privacy. I wouldn't do it. Stranger in my bathtub? No, thank you.
No, thank you.
So I'm going not the asshole.
That's my space.
Am I the asshole for refusing to let my neighbor use my vintage bathtub for his therapy sessions? So this whole situation is actually absurd, but I need outside opinions because I feel like I'm actually losing my mind. I, 28 female, live in an old Victorian house I inherited from my grandfather. Most people don't believe me when I tell them that my house is mine, but my parents are not in my life. My mom died from heart health complications, and my dad was never really in the picture after elementary school. I had a really close relationship with my granddad growing up and loved visiting him in his home, so he left me the place in his will. One of the features of the house is the original clawfoot bathtub from the 1920s in the upstairs bathroom. I was originally going to look at having it removed, but kept putting it off due to the logistics of getting it out of the house and hiring people to help me.
Those things do weigh like 10,000 pounds.
I know, they're really big and heavy. I used it out of necessity, and it may sound weird, but I eventually fell in love with it. It's spacious, and it feels luxurious, like I'm some sort of old royal or something. Over the past few years, I have researched how to care for it and only use special cleaners, and basically treat it like an antique. Because it is an antique.
It is an antique. That's pretty funny.
Enter my next door neighbor, Dennis, about 50, male. Dennis is eccentric. He's into all these weird health trends like grounding his feet in buckets of dirt for electrical balance, or drinking filtered water taken from our local pond because it has earth nutrients.
I do like earth nutrients.
Delicious.
They're good for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like bacteria.
Sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like everything that you would eat is from the earth. Like,
I guess that's true.
What other nutrient are you going to get than an earth nutrient?
I don't think he's a heavy drug user and doesn't have an actual mental disability, but he definitely has some mental issues. Lately, he's gotten into hydrotherapy, which apparently requires him to soak in cold water for extended periods to reset his nervous system. I don't really talk with him much, but will regrettably run into him every so often since he always sits out on his front porch or meanders around his lawn. 2 weeks ago, Dennis came over completely out of the blue, asked if he could use my bathtub for his hydrotherapy sessions. I thought he was joking, but no, he earnestly explained that my tub was the perfect energy conduit.
Sorry, when did Dennis have a chance to investigate her tub's energy?
Perhaps he was friends with the granddad or saw it on Zillow. Do you think he was investigating it on Zillow and saw that they had this old clawfoot tub? He's either been in the house before she had it.
That's true. There has been time for him to get into the house,
or investigated it online while it was selling. So he earnestly explained that my tub was the perfect energy conduit because it was pre-industrial revolution and untainted by modern manufacturing processes. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, what the heck? I told him no, obviously. I don't even let guests use that tub, let alone a rando wrinkly old dude who wants to fill it with ice water and do whatever nonsense he's into.
I feel like I have something to say, but I can't think of anything to add to this. This is a whole thing.
Dennis did not take this well. He said I was being selfish with community resources.
Yeah.
Because the tub is a community property.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should all live in one big house. Use one big bed. I like it. Yeah.
He said I was being selfish with community resources and that because I inherited the house rather than buying it, I had a duty to share since I didn't work for it. He started bringing it up every time he saw me, passive-aggressively saying things like, must be nice to hoard that all to yourself. Then somehow this got out to the neighborhood Facebook group this week, who loves drama. And now half of the street thinks I'm the villain for gatekeeping my own bathtub. This is just as absurd as it sounds. The cherry on top is Dennis conveniently claims that his shower stopped working too, so he doesn't even have a place to clean himself.
Go to the gym.
That's
like what everyone else in the world does. Everyone else in the world, when your shower stops working, you go to the gym. You don't ask your neighbor that
you're not even friends with
if you can go and do a therapy session in their antique bathtub.
Yeah, it's really weird. He doesn't even have a place to clean himself. Not like this was a favorite pastime of his to begin with. So you got a gross old dude in your tub because he's really dirty because he doesn't bathe.
This is exactly the type of drama that a Facebook group would love, by the way.
Yes, it is.
That's the whole point of those Facebook neighborhood groups, is to spy on your neighbors and hope they tell you their tea. Tea's not the right word. What am I looking for?
Their drama.
Drama.
I don't know. I don't know.
You want to hear that neighborhood tea.
You do. I was trying to just avoid Dennis as much as I could and ignore the few comments from my neighbors until I ran into one of my neighbors while I was going for a walk yesterday evening. I don't really know her, but we chatted briefly and somehow the topic of Dennis in the bathtub came up. I was expecting some sympathy for the absurdity of this, but the woman proceeded to tear into me. Like, literal verbal assault, by the end of it asking me why I was being so stupid and selfish, that I have multiple bathrooms in the house and couldn't even spare it to help this old man's health.
So she has multiple bathrooms, like, and Dennis he needs that tub though to wash himself.
Yes.
It's
pre-industrial. It's for health reasons.
I hate this so much.
Hydrotherapy.
I hate that you picked this story. This is stressing me out.
This morning, I found a literal gift-wrapped bar of soap in my mailbox. There was no note or anything, but I assumed this was her insanely petty, passive-aggressive way of telling me to shove it. Love how invested this random neighbor lady is in this now.
It's insane that a single person is on his side.
Yes. I do not want this man soaking in my tub. I do not care about his nervous system reset. But now I feel like I'm losing my mind because everyone around me is acting like I'm some kind of selfish monster. I get that some of the people in the neighborhood aren't keen on me living here, but I live by myself and work and go to school all day, and I'm genuinely starting to worry that I'm going to come home someday to find Dennis reclining in my club. Am I the asshole? Also, for anyone wondering how Dennis knew about my tub. There.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This is important.
Also, for anyone wondering how Dennis knew about my tub, he lived here for forever and helped my granddad do repairs back in the day. So he's seen the house. That said, he hasn't been in it, the house, not the bathtub, to my knowledge, in at least 15 years.
That's the most insane thing you could have found, Kristie.
It's really wild, right?
That's insane. No, you're not the asshole. No, people should not be using your tub. I'm not even going to get into how weird it is that like a 50-year-old man wants to go into a young woman's house and use her tub.
I was going to bring that up. Do you think he has some kind of weird fetish about being naked in young ladies' houses?
I was going to skip over. I was going to pretend not to acknowledge that. I'll be honest with you, because that's taking it to a new level of weird.
But as if I was single, thankfully not. Well, I guess I mean.
Wait, it was on until you said.
I don't want to insult any single people, but I'm very happy that I found you, and I'm very thankful that I'm not single and I'm married to you. But if I was single,
I took it as a compliment, and then you're like, eh.
Don't want to insult people who are choosing to live this single life. I mean, I get it. Sometimes relationships are not for everyone, but okay, we're getting not the point. If I was a single lady living by myself, there is no way I would let some random 50-year-old creepy old man into my house.
Right.
Let alone into my house to get naked and get in my tub.
Right.
That's like so creepy.
That's a door you don't want to open.
No. I would get cameras though.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he is very...
if the whole neighborhood is turned on you and for some reason they don't want you living there, which was a weird thing to add in, yeah, you should have some cameras.
There's an edit and stuff, so we got an update edit thing. To clarify the neighborhood situation, which you were wondering why the neighbors don't want her there. It's a very small, older community that is fairly isolated from the surrounding area. Everyone has all lived here forever, and everyone is very toxic and set in their ways. They are very politically hostile to outsiders, and though I am not a strong politics person, it became very clear when I moved in that I was not one of them. This, combined with the jealousy of my inheriting the house at a relatively young age, has painted me as an outsider in their minds. This is the first actual issue I've had, but there have been mild microaggressions towards me in the past. Nothing serious, just things that irk me that I have largely ignored.
That's one of those things I always hate about, you ever see the old people who are like, you inherited this too young? Like,
you don't deserve it. I worked for it, and you have not.
I feel like they've just forgotten that when they had grandparents alive and stuff, they also inherited things.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a lot of siblings and didn't get as big of an inheritance, but
Probably.
like, don't be jealous of other people's things.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, she's living in the old person neighborhood.
Yeah.
That happen, those happen. You
Mm-hmm.
sort of get generational neighborhoods, but yeah, no, not the asshole.
Yeah. That is such a weird scenario.
Yeah.
And that anybody is on his side is mind-boggling to me.
I feel like the bar of soap is a threat in some way. That's crazy to me that you would have the energy. I don't have the energy to gift wrap a bar of soap and put it in someone's mailbox that I don't like.
I am petty, but not that petty. That's too much effort. I'm
Right.
lazy petty.
Yeah, I'm lazy petty. I like to hear about petty things.
Yes.
And if I have to act, it'll probably be petty. But I'm not going to get out of my chair.
Okay, sorry. I just want to read. There was more updates.
Sure, yeah, keep the updates coming.
No, I'm not sure if it's updates. It's just like people were telling her to get a dog, and she's like, I can't take care of a dog.
That's fair, but
stuff.
I mean, get a camera then.
Yeah. The camera seemed like a really great idea and that I should have considered when I moved in. I just didn't see the need before. I don't have loads of money to spend on a full security system, but will at least be purchasing a camera from my front door. I am worried about confronting Dennis or escalating things in the Facebook group because I do not want things to get worse or encourage someone to do something stupid. For the time being, I will actively be avoiding him and my neighbors and seeing if anything else happens. I haven't dealt with the police in my town, but have heard that they're not super helpful, so I hesitate to bring this to their attention. I feel like telling them that someone asked to use my bathtub and someone else gave me a bar of soap is not going to be grounds for them to take me seriously.
I honestly don't think so.
Yeah.
That's not anything.
That's not anything that the police would be worried
It's
about.
just your neighbor asked you a weird question. You can't call the police over that.
Yeah.
It is. I feel like it adds to the problem that Dennis is the outdoor neighbor. He's the one that
He's always just hanging
out
in the
just
yard.
hanging out in the yard and trying to talk
It's very
to people.
hard to avoid him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go to the next one.
I'm ready. Tell me a story.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was gonna go. I had one, but I feel like I need to go a lighter-hearted one now. Offset yours.
Tell me a funny
A
story.
funny story. This is from R. True Off My Chest.
Okay.
I gaslight my husband when we fight.
Seems kind of an asshole-y thing. Oh, it's not an
It's-
am I the
it's-
asshole,
it's
but
not
getting
an
it off
am I-
your chest.
Yeah, it's not an am I the asshole, but you're welcome to judge them. They're online.
Sounds like an asshole move. Gaslighting's bad.
This isn't anything crazy, just something funny that I want to tell people about but can't risk getting caught.
So put it on the internet.
Yeah, put it on the internet. My husband, 30 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 8 years. For the past couple of years, I make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day to take to work. I use Welch's Great Concord Jelly. This is important for later.
It's yummy.
Every day he tells me that I make the best sandwiches, and I just say, I make it with love. However, when we're fighting, he always says he can taste the difference in his PB&J. And I say, because I made it with hate.
Does she use like an off-brand not good jelly?
But the truth is, he can taste the hate in his sandwich because when we fight, I use organic, sugar-free grape jam.
Gross.
It's in the back of the fridge and he's never seen it. So it's what I use to convince him that he can't make me mad or my anger will make food taste different. Like I said, this wasn't anything crazy, but it's something I always get a giggle out of and thought all of you would too.
I did get a giggle out of that. That's pretty funny.
That is pretty
like-
funny.
Not super malicious, and it's not super mean, but it is.
It's the correct level of petty.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not super malicious, it's not super mean, and just petty enough that I like it.
Uh-huh. What do you think the odds are that husband knows about the jar? And he's like, oh no, she used the bad jelly.
Well, then he can make his own sandwich.
Well, it's how he knows he's in trouble, though.
Oh,
He's got-
using it as like an indicator of how mad at him she is.
He has a line of insight that no other man does into his marriage.
True.
He's got his wife trained to use the bad jelly when he's done something wrong, and then he has all day at work to think about it, like, what did I do? Oh no, I forgot something. Oh, it's not our anniversary. It's not our birthday. I must have done something, though.
That was a really short story.
It was really short.
Okay.
But that's okay. We can do some short ones,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's fine.
You want me to go again?
Yeah, I read a really long one. You go again.
Am I the asshole for asking my sister to replace my jelly beans after her son ate them?
Based on the title, I'm going to go not the asshole. I mean, you should replace things that your kids destroy or eat or steal from other people, but also jelly beans aren't that expensive, so why can't she just get her own jelly beans again?
Right, they're not a lot.
I love my nephews and nieces, and if they ate my candy, I would be a little put out, but like I wouldn't get them in trouble over it and like make them replace it.
Yeah.
Or their moms to replace it.
Half the time I expect them to eat our food.
Yes. I'm a little territorial over candy.
That's fair. I think it sounds like this person's a little territorial about candy too.
Joey doesn't share food. They're that kind of person.
I think it sounds like it. Let's get into it.
Okay.
So I, 25 male, recently invited my family over for dinner at my new condo. I'm really proud of this place. It took years of saving, hard work, and sacrifice to get here. It's small, but it's mine, and I wanted to celebrate with a nice family dinner. I decided to make homemade spaghetti carbonara. I spent hours on it. Crisped... Oh, well, I have to say words. Crisped pancetta? Oh no, I should have looked up how to pronounce...
I don't know how to say any of these words.
Right?
I'm sorry. I could probably spell them because I've read them, but never heard them pronounced.
I know what these things are, but I have suddenly forgotten how to say all of them. So let's see how this goes. Crisped pancetta, freshly grated Parmesan, whisked with eggs and pasta water for a perfect silky sauce. Carbonara is all about timing and texture, so I was in the kitchen paying close attention to every step. I added garlic bread, salad, and even made a cheesecake for dessert. It was a big effort, and I wanted the evening to feel special.
Fancy dinner.
Big fancy dinner. Now, I keep a big jar of jelly beans on my coffee table as a treat. I love picking out a few here and there, and I always save the cream soda ones for last. They're my favorite. The jar has lasted a long time, and it's something I enjoy after a long day. The cream soda ones are also my favorite.
They're pretty good.
It's that variety pack you can get, right?
I like the strawberry cheesecake
Those
ones.
are really good too.
And the peach Bellini ones.
Mm-hmm. My sister Laura, 35 female, brought her 7-year-old son, who's honestly a bit of a handful. He's not used to hearing no, and thinks every space is his to do what he wants. My sister has never set limits with him, and growing up, our parents spoiled her too much. While I was busy in the kitchen, my nephew found the jelly bean jar. I didn't notice at first because I was trying to get the carbonara just right. After dinner, I went to grab a handful of jelly beans and realized that almost all the cream soda ones were gone. My nephew had picked them out, leaving a mess of crumbs and broken bits.
Crumbs and broken bits from jelly beans? How is he eating them?
How do you leave crumbs from a jelly bean?
I don't know. I think he's exaggerating. Probably just crumbs of the nasty flavors left. Not crumbs, it's just the nasty flavors are left, and he's calling them crumbs and broken bits because they don't even deserve the name of jelly beans. They're gross.
Maybe he was like, bit a jelly bean in half. He's like, I don't like that flavor, and set it on the table.
Maybe. That's the only explanation that makes
the only reason you would leave a crumb from a jelly bean. I pulled Laura aside and mentioned it, asking if she'd noticed. She just shrugged and said, oh, he only likes the cream soda ones, so I picked those out. No big deal. I tried to be polite, but I told her that those were my favorites and asked if she could replace them, or at least get me some more of the cream soda flavor. She got annoyed and snapped, he's just a kid. You're seriously this worked up over some jelly beans? I told her it wasn't about the jelly beans, but that it would have been nice if she'd kept an eye on him or taught him to ask. Laura rolled her eyes and said, then don't leave temptations out if you don't want kids touching them.
I do feel like you left a jar of jelly beans on the coffee table. That means they're up for people to eat.
A jar of jelly beans on a coffee table during a dinner party are a snack for everyone.
Yes.
Right?
Right. I was like, my grandma always had a little glass dish full of chocolates on the coffee table, and we could help ourselves to those, you know.
Yeah.
The coffee table chocolates were for everyone.
Right.
You know?
If you don't want them eating out of the jar, tuck it.
Yeah, you should have tucked it before the kid came, or before any guests came.
Okay. I asked her one more time to either replace the jar or just the cream soda ones, but she refused, calling me petty and saying I was blowing things out of proportion. My parents jumped in to back her up, telling me to drop it, and that I should know better than to have temptations out around kids. But it's not just about the money. It's about respect and boundaries. I put a lot into that dinner, and her response was to let her son treat my place like his personal candy store. Now my family thinks I'm overreacting, but to me, this is about respecting boundaries. Am I the asshole for asking my sister to replace the cream soda jelly beans her son ate?
Yeah, you're the asshole. You left them out like they were up for dibs for anybody, and so they ate them. What were you expecting?
Yeah, that's you literally invited people to your house to eat.
Yes, and then left food sitting on the table around which they were gathered.
Right? It's a tough. There's no way to view this where I think that the kid was in the wrong.
The only thing is the kid picked out all of one flavor.
Oh, I did that until I was like 15.
I know. I still do that. I only pick out the strawberry cheesecake and peach Bellini ones.
Right.
But I can see how like that's kind of like you've messed up the ratio of the mixes now.
Well, apparently this guy, when he eats them, he saves the cream soda for last, so there was probably a ton of cream soda in there.
And that little kid was so happy because those are the only ones he likes.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the OP is the asshole. This is kind of ridiculous. They're just jelly beans. Just buy some more.
Yeah, they're not the most expensive snack to have on the table.
No.
There is an edit.
Okay, an edit.
I'll accept any verdict, since apparently it is normal these days to allow a child to root through a jar of jelly beans like a hog looking for truffles. What I won't accept, what I won't tolerate, is the insults about my competency as a home chef. Apparently people in the comments were talking about that very in-depth paragraph.
Oh, saying he's doing it wrong?
I think just the fact that he went so in-depth.
Oh, okay.
Let me walk you through it so you understand why real carbonara takes time and why cutting corners would be a disgrace.
Oh my goodness. Okay, tell me all about how to make carbonara correctly.
First, I went to this authentic Italian market with shelves stacked high with imported goods, where the scent of cured meats fills the air. They carry real pancetta, flowing in weekly, and I spent ages with the owner, Domenico.
Dominique?
It says Domenico.
Okay.
Good old Dom.
Okay.
Who handpicked the perfect wedge of... Oh my god, what have I done to myself? Parmigiano Reggiano for me. A rich, nutty block that was almost too beautiful to grate. You can really tell that we're the couple that just buys, like, Kraft Parmesan pre-grated.
Yep. It's delicious. Good enough for me.
Next, I stopped at this tiny family-owned shop that specializes in farm-fresh eggs and produce. Carla, the owner, gets these eggs from a nearby farm, and each one is an intense, deep golden color, perfect for a creamy, rich sauce. He's definitely just leaning into this on purpose.
He seems very pretentious, but yes, he is leaning into the...
He just wants to make me pronounce these words. Finally, I swung by a salumeria for semolina flour.
What? I don't know half those words.
I guess they sell semolina flour there.
What is semolina?
Oh, it's a type of flour that's used in pasta. I do know that one.
I've never made homemade pasta, so...
It sounds dramatic, but that's the length I go for traditional pasta. The place feels like a rustic old-world bakery, with walls lined in wooden shelves and burlap sacks stacked high. This semolina flour has a texture and richness that just doesn't compare. Ideal for handmade pasta that holds up with the perfect al dente bite. This is beyond you for cooking, huh?
He's such a food snob. Dude, give me a box of Kraft mac and cheese and I'm happy. This is...
Back home, I crafted the pasta from scratch. Flour piled on the counter, eggs nestled into a well, kneading it with care until the dough was soft and elastic, a process that took a solid 15 minutes of arm work.
Okay, I've never made homemade pasta. I don't think I particularly care because it probably doesn't taste much better to me because I'm happy with Kraft mac and cheese. But I do watch a lot of TikToks about them making the pasta dough, and I enjoy that.
I feel like it's something I should try once. But yes, I've also never made homemade pasta. Then I let the dough rest before rolling it into long ribbons, each one dusted lightly with flour like fresh snow. Honestly, I'm getting a little hungry.
Yeah.
He's getting good. He's good at describing food.
But I just want Kraft mac and cheese now.
Even if he... Yeah. He's... He's really well describing this pasta, and then he's flipping out over a kid eating his, like, $7 Jelly Bellies.
True.
Finally, I crisped the pancetta, grated the cheese by hand, and whisked the egg to the perfect consistency. The sauce had to be watched like a hawk, just enough heat to turn it creamy without scrambling, with careful additions of pasta water to reach that glossy, silken texture. So yes, it took hours, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
He's on a whole other level of cooking, and he's very snobby about it. I don't think I want to be friends with him.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't have the energy to go to that many shops to get my ingredients for one dish. I guess if you're really going fancy, though, right?
It still seems extreme. And then to... He's apparently spent so much money getting imported authentic ingredients.
Uh-huh.
And then is, like, upset that his
I mean,
cheapo jelly beans got eaten. What's the most expensive brand of jelly beans?
it's probably Jelly Belly, right?
Right? Yeah.
And
not
they,
that much.
I have to assume it is Jelly Bellies, because just the way he's describing them, I don't know anyone else that sells a mix that has cream soda jelly beans, right?
Mhm.
There's not a lot of jelly bean brands out there.
No, there isn't.
So,
Unless it's Easter. And then
sometimes around Easter, like, I think a couple of the...
Starburst jelly beans.
Yeah,
Nerds
Starburst.
jelly beans.
I think a couple of the pop companies do it, like, and get A&W jelly beans.
yeah,
but
yeah.
they also... I think that's just the flavor in Jelly Belly, too. So, I'm assuming Jelly Belly, which is a pricier brand, but, like, still.
Jelly beans are cheap.
Yeah, jelly beans are very cheap. Kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And a food snob.
Yeah. A food snobby asshole.
I want to eat his carbonara.
I want to eat his jelly beans. But that would make him so mad. Okay.
You just have to put in an equal amount that you take out. That's how jelly beans work. Take a jelly bean, leave a jelly bean.
Where are we getting these other jelly beans?
Pocket.
Okay, you just give me jelly beans from your pocket right now, please.
Right.
Apparently you just carry them.
Yeah. To dinner parties, I do.
Okay.
All right, yeah, tell me a story.
You had funny stories. All of mine are so serious today.
I have a couple serious ones. I just went with the funny ones.
Okay. Well, I guess I thought the bathtub one was kind of funny because
It
it was so
kind
ridiculous.
It was kind of funny, but it also stressed me out.
Am I the asshole for telling my nephew, 14 male, that he is adopted?
Uh,
Based on title, what do you think?
Based on title, probably. That's one of those horrible things where you're like, oh no, they didn't know after you see their face fall. I have to assume asshole just based off the title.
Okay. Context. My brother, Billy, 41 male, and his wife, Chloe, 39 female, adopted their son, Ryan, 14 male, when he was a newborn. I am 26 female and using a throwaway account. When my brother and sister-in-law adopted Ryan, they decided not to tell him that he was adopted until he was old enough to understand. It's important to understand that Ryan is a really smart kid. He's crazy smart. Last Friday, we all went around to my parents' house for dinner. This included myself, Billy, Chloe, Ryan, my older sister Ella, 32 female, and our parents. After dinner, we all kind of separated into different rooms to chill. My nephew and I are both into Minecraft, and he was showing me his new world on his iPad. We were just chatting about the normal stuff when he asked, "So, why do you think my parents adopted me?" Very, very casually.
Uh-huh.
I was caught very off guard because my brother and sister-in-law hadn't mentioned anything about telling him. I didn't know what the heck to say and how they'd explained it to him, so all I said was, "This is something I'd speak to your parents about, mate." Verbatim.
Uh-huh. So she got tricked.
He nodded and said, yeah, and changed the subject. But yes, she got tricked. She, 26 female, got tricked by her 14-year-old nephew.
Okay, 14's plenty old enough to trick you.
Right? The parents said they were going to tell.
Yeah.
Well, also, 14's old enough to understand about adoption.
I feel like just tell your kid from the start is my opinion on it, but I understand that there's...
The parents initially said they were going to wait till he was old enough to understand.
It's a decision.
14 is old enough, I think.
Yeah.
But also, she didn't know if they had told him or not, but he acted like they had.
I mean, he flat out said, "I'm adopted," to her. So, yeah, that would throw me for a loop, too. What do you do in that scenario? Be like, oh, no, you idiot. You gaslight that kid.
I don't know what you're talking about. Not long after, my brother and Chloe came in and said they were heading home. I didn't want to mention it in front of Ryan, so I thought I'd shoot them a message once they were home. When they left, I mentioned it to my parents and Ella, who were also shocked that Chloe and Billy hadn't mentioned telling him to them either, so none of us were prepared to answer any questions he may have. I messaged Billy, and in under 1 minute, Chloe was on the phone swearing and screeching like a banshee. It turns out that Ryan had not been told that he was adopted, and by saying, "You should speak to your parents about this," I actually did tell him and should have said that he's not adopted.
Oh, so you lied to the kid?
Yeah, just straight out lie to him. That's what they wanted her to do.
That's a crazy take right there.
I'm not sure why Ryan asked, but he's a smart kid. He must have had some kind of inkling, which is why instead of asking directly, he asked my opinion on why. Smart kid is like, "I'm pretty sure I'm adopted, but they haven't told me. So I gotta figure out a way to trick someone into confirming this for me."
I know, right? You think that his parents told him, "No, you're not adopted" at some point?
It sounds like, yeah, they must have lied to him because they wanted the sister to lie.
It seems weird that the first step he would go to was to try to trick his aunt.
Yeah, you think you talk to your parents about it first.
Yeah, and they're like, "No, you're not adopted," and this kid's like, I'm pretty sure.
Totally adopted.
Yeah.
Why are they lying about it?
He's right at that age where you take the genetics part of biology.
Yes, he's probably doing biology and is like, things aren't matching up.
Uh-huh.
Did mom cheat or am I adopted?
Right.
That was Friday evening. Chloe went insane down the phone. I could hear Billy in the background saying that I was out of line and I'm not a parent, so I don't understand the gravity of what I've done, etc. It's now Wednesday evening and my family is still divided and not communicating properly. My parents understand my point of view, but our sister Ella is saying that I'm an idiot and was manipulated by a teenager, and has called me a complete asshole for stepping on his parents' toes. I've had Chloe's family message me over the weekend calling all sorts of names. I've been told I'm not allowed to their anniversary party next month, etc.
So, all the friends that I knew growing up, that the two friends I had growing up that were adopted, they knew from the start. So it's really weird to me when I find out about parents that are like, "I'm going to tell them when they're a lot older."
Yeah.
And like those kids were fine.
Yeah.
They're like, "I'm adopted." That was the whole introduction to that.
Yeah, but Chloe's family's all upset at her too for telling him, and I'm wondering if they got the full story on how she didn't actually tell him.
Right.
She just was like, "You should ask your parents, talk to your parents about this," you know? Okay, all this to say, it's a complete and utter shit show. Am I the asshole in this scenario? I understand that I should have talked to his parents before I gave him any kind of answer, but it was in the moment. Does anyone have any advice on what to do now? Because right now it looks like they're going no contact with me.
That's insane.
That seems very extreme.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole, yeah.
It sounds like the options they wanted you to do was to lie to your nephew's face or run out of the room.
I think running out of the room would also have confirmed.
It would have given you legal deniability in this scenario, since apparently you get thrown under the bus so hard.
Yeah, because I feel like she did not confirm or deny.
Yes, I cannot confirm or deny those facts.
Which is in its fact confirming, I feel like.
You just like anytime you see someone sitting in front of like the Senate, be like, "I did not tell him he was adopted."
Yes.
And then you just repeat that sentence until your time is up.
So it sounded, from the title, it sounded like she was an asshole, but she didn't actually tell him. He just kind of tricked her into confirming his suspicions. So not the asshole.
Right, not the asshole. I would have fallen for that too.
Tell me a story.
How stressful should I go?
So stressful.
So stressful?
So
you want to go all out?
Give me the most stressful story you have.
All right. Am I the asshole for being angry that my roommate was sleeping under my bed for months without telling me?
That's crazy.
You wanted the crazy stressful one.
Yeah, not the asshole. Your roommate's an asshole for sleeping under. This is stressing me out. So from the title, it sounds like not the asshole. The roommate's the asshole for sleeping under your bed because that's crazy and weird and creepy. And I don't want to live with that roommate anymore.
Right. I, 24 male, have lived with my roommate Carl, 24 male, for 2 years. A few months into rooming with him, he told me he was a pansexual. I said, okay, cool. I'm not interested in that personal information, nor am I judgmental. I said, all right. A few times over the last year, he has asked me if I have ever considered experimenting with other men. I said nope. Also, I said I didn't feel comfortable with him asking me such a personal question. It's not like we are close friends. We are only roommates by happenstance, basically. Anyway, every time I said this, he basically said, we'll see.
Roommate has a crush on him. And he is not interested because he is not pansexual or whatever.
And he's at least not interested in the roommate.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Anyways, last night I had a horrifying experience. I heard a noise under my bed. It was movement. At first I thought I was imagining things, but then I heard it again. I thought, oh god, is it a mouse or a rat or some shit? My god, this was like 3 a.m. So I got out of my bed and looked under with my phone flashlight. Now this here was the most startling moment of my life. I guess I am lucky because I have never before this moment felt true terror and fear as a physical sensation, but I was completely jolted. There under my bed was my roommate, staring wide-eyed at me.
That's so terrifying. Can you imagine just like
a human face?
Yes, you with your phone flashlight peek under the bed and there's a human face like under your bed just staring at you like.
And he screeched when I looked under the bed. So you see a human face and then it screams at you.
So a human face under the bed. That would be so terrifying.
I literally thought I was having a heart attack. Then I just started hearing, sorry. My roommate crawled out from under the bed, crying, apologizing over and over.
A very polite intruder. Apologies.
Crawled out from under the bed like the girl from The Ring.
No! Sorry.
I was so creeped out and afraid that I ran out of the apartment in my pajamas. There was a Dunkin' Donut that was open 24/7 a few blocks away, so I just sat in there with a decaf and a breakfast sandwich with my heart thundering away. My roommate kept texting me, asking to talk. I ignored it.
Do you think he immediately knew it was his roommate, or, like, did he not realize that until a little later?
He's ignoring the text messages.
Well, I think by the time he left the house, he realized it was his roommate.
Uh-huh.
What point?
I don't know. I feel like I would panic when I saw the human face, recognize it as somebody's face that I know.
Right.
But still run.
Yeah, I'm not sure you'd recognize it as your roommate right away.
No.
But at some point, maybe when he started talking, you would realize it was...
Yeah, I think he knew before he ran, because he's yelling sorry after him.
Yeah.
In the text, he found a way to horrify me even further. He confessed he had been sleeping under my bed a few nights a week for 3 or 4 months, and that he was doing it to get closer to me and psychically saturate each other.
I do not like that.
The fuck? That's what it's... that's the guy's words.
Psychically saturate.
I'm not 100% sure what that means. I can make some assumptions, but I don't like it either way.
I do not like it.
I waited for him to go to work, and I ran into the apartment, got my essentials, and left. Smart. I am currently crashing with a buddy. Our lease is up in 1 month. My intention is simply not to renew.
No contact, block him, get a restraining order, never talk to him again.
This dude is blowing up my phone, and I'm getting texts from other people, some friends of mine, and some bozos who are friends with him. He is going around telling people I shamed him and that I am rejecting his apologies. Some people are claiming I am overreacting and invalidating his feelings. Most people agree he was improper, but think I should work it out with him and give a second chance because he's sensitive.
Fuck that.
I feel like I am losing my mind. I am seriously 20% convinced I am experiencing a long lucid dream of some sort and wondering if I am going to wake up or I am in a coma or something because this shit is so insane to me. Like,
it totally is so insane.
Like, not really, but maybe really? I mean, what the fuck? So am I the asshole or is everyone around me a fucking nut?
Everyone around you's crazy. I don't think they're getting the full story because anyone who thinks that someone sleeping under your bed for months without your knowledge or consent is normal and okay and acceptable and forgivable is insane.
Well, you don't think that maybe they tell him that he's overreacting? You don't think maybe he tells them the story and then they still stick to their guns?
I don't know.
At some point, I assume this guy is telling them, like, no, this is what happened.
I was sleeping under his bed for months.
No,
and he
the
found
guy
me?
who
Oh,
he was
okay.
sleeping under my bed.
I was
for
like
months.
thinking, what is the creeper roommate telling people that is getting people on his side?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say though. But this guy isn't. He's probably
He must be
clearing it up.
clarifying it.
Is what I
Okay.
would hope.
That is a huge invasion of privacy.
It's
like,
terrifying.
what was he doing under that bed? Was he doing anything besides just laying there?
It's the first time he's made noise. Unless this guy must be a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, it must be a heavy. How long was he? Because
You gotta get in there early.
you gotta get in there early, right? How long was he under the bed? And then like OP, the original poster, came in and got ready for bed, sitting, scrolling on his phone or whatever before he goes to sleep. That's so creepy. How long is roommate hiding under there waiting for him to go to sleep?
I mean, that's the lengths you have to go to when you want to psychically saturate someone. I hate those two words together.
Okay, not reverse this. Everybody's saying like it's not a big deal. If this was a lady posting about her male roommate, so female posting about her male roommate, everybody would be like, go to the police immediately, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you read the comments below this, everyone is like, go to
the police immediately. Okay.
Don't go back. So it's not. It's his friend group.
Yeah, which is okay. That means the friend group that the creeper has surrounded himself with are all also creepers and think that this is normal behavior.
Oh yeah,
It's totally acceptable.
You need a new friend group.
Yeah.
You need to look over your friends and what they said in this situation, and that is a clear definition.
Wait, is it the victim's friends or the creeper's friends that are texting him? I thought it was the creeper's friends are all texting him. Or mutual friends.
Let me look for a second. And I am getting texts from other people, some friends of mine and some bozos who are friends with him. He is going around telling people I shamed him and that I am rejecting his apologies.
He deserves to be shamed.
Oh, this is a shameable
shame.
offense. Sometimes people need to be shamed.
Yes, that is not acceptable behavior in society. Shame on you. Stop doing it. Need to be shamed.
So not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Roommate is a creepy asshole. Go no contact and get a restraining order. That's it.
That's
That's end of discussion.
Yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room with this.
Mm-mm.
So, was that the level of creepy that you expected?
Yes, good job. That was stressful and creepy, and I did not like that story. Good job. I did not like it so much I liked it.
There you go. Tell me a story.
Do we want drama?
Yeah, I want drama.
Am I the asshole for yelling that I have nothing to do with my ex's unborn child because I am not the mother?
Your ex's unborn child.
Yes.
Who you are not the... Why would you ever have anything to do with this kid?
So she seems justified in yelling that she wants nothing to do with this child because she is not the mother.
I agree. You are not the
and
asshole.
The father is her ex.
This child has nothing to do with you.
Okay. I, 25 female, was in an on and off again casual relationship with Jeremy, 27, for over 4 years. What I mean by that is we were never seriously dating, but we were exclusive. So no sleeping with others, and that wasn't because we were planning to be together at the end, but to reduce the risk of STDs or pregnancies and paternity questions. I had met his family a few times, they liked me, but I wasn't around them very much. Kind of the point of being casual and everything. Feelings did develop near the end of our on and off again period, and we broke up for real for 6 months. He told me that he didn't want it to end. I wasn't sure he was serious enough about making a serious relationship work. I told him that. I was open to one, but some of his actions made me doubt. 4 months ago, he came to me and told me that he had worked on himself and was ready to be a true partner. We talked it out and we got back together for real this time. I spent some time around his family this time and we talked about the future and our goals. 2 months into our serious relationship, his ex, from before we start of our original relationship, announced that she was pregnant and that the two of them had slept together while he and I were broken up the 6-month period. He didn't deny it, but he said he didn't want her. It was blowing off steam one weekend and how he was still committed to me and there would be nobody else ever because I was it for him. I told him I didn't want to be involved in a baby thing, that he was having a kid and I wasn't, and I was out.
That's fair.
That seems like a lot of drama to deal with.
That seems like something, you maybe don't want to join in on that.
Nope. Like, you got a whole lot of drama going on now, and that not for me.
Yep, you're still into me, but you decided to sleep with this other girl, and now you have your own problems to deal with.
It's like he's going to have to pay child support even if he doesn't end up with the child's mom.
Yeah.
So it's going to affect her future for the rest of her life, even if he doesn't take the kid.
Yeah, definitely.
So
he's got to be involved. There's all sorts of
if he chooses to not be involved,
Yeah, well.
Since that point, he has repeatedly tried to get me to change my mind. The mother of his child has tried to talk to me so she can yell about how unfair it is. And his family have begged me to come back, that they love me and never liked her, and how he and the baby need me, and they need me, and they don't want to be left dealing with the actual mother and how good of a mom I would be. Sounds like the family just wants to take this baby away from the actual mom and be like, here, we like you better. You raise our son's baby.
Right? I was like, no, you don't. That's not how it works. You have to deal with the actual mom.
Yeah, right? I think everybody here is a little delusional.
But yeah, she doesn't go away. You just have a second person involved.
Yeah.
Who really does not need to be involved.
Mm-hmm. I was blocking people all over the place, but in the end, I lost my temper and I set up a group chat with all of them on a different number and yelled in a voice message that I am not the mother of my ex's unborn child, and therefore I have nothing to do with this baby or the situation, and I won't take him back. I won't have anything to do with this, and if telling them all in one place needed to happen, then here it was.
Sounds like they pushed her to a breaking point here.
Yeah. I stayed in the group for a few hours before growing tired of the mother of the child being outraged that I would speak to her like that. Where my ex was pleading and saying I couldn't dump him when he didn't cheat, and his family saying how unfair I was being and how needed I was. You can dump someone just not because they didn't cheat.
Yeah, you can dump them for a lot of reasons. Yeah, you can dump someone just because for any reason, really.
Someone doesn't have to cheat for you to be able to dump them, and I think having a kid with someone else is a dumpable offense, even if you were broken up at the time.
I feel like it's a little weird to put the mother the mother of the unborn child in this group yelling.
Well, the mother was also harassing her.
That's crazy to me. Like, she's
being like, this is an unfair situation.
This is unfair. She's helping her baby daddy with his relationship problems?
No, the mother of the child wants the baby daddy to be with her. And it is very unfair that he got back with his old girlfriend when he's having a child with her. And so the mother is harassing the current girlfriend, saying how unfair it all is.
I'm so having trouble following all this drama.
Right?
So why did she need to yell at the expecting mom that it's not her kid and she doesn't want anything to do with it? They should be on a team here, it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just wants out.
Yeah.
I want out.
Now I kind of regret doing it because I wonder if they'll actually leave me alone or still look for ways to contact me, and it might be more pissy than before. Am I the asshole? I say not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Maybe a little overreacting with the screaming voicemail, but I don't know.
I feel like everybody's being very pushy to her, though.
At a certain point, yelling at people sometimes makes them go away.
Yeah. Anyways, not her circus, not her monkeys. Just nope out of there. You know. It seems like a smart decision on her part because I think his family is gonna be super annoying with trying to make her mother this child that is not hers.
Yeah, they sound very involved. If she stays
with her boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, that sounds like way too much drama for somebody that you're not that committed to.
Yeah, like they had 4 years of on again, off again, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll try being serious.
Yeah.
And then all this drama comes in, I would be like, no, not worth it.
Right. There's other fish in the sea. You'll do fine.
Yeah. Do you have another one for me?
Do I ever? Am I the asshole because I took all the leftovers home after a work party?
Yeah, yes. Unless you provided all the food, those leftovers don't all belong to you.
Generally, I assume in a work party, like, those have to sit on the break room table until they either get eaten or go bad.
Yeah. So I'm going with, yeah, you're the asshole, based on the title.
You can snag, like, one snack's worth to take home if you want, but don't go crazy.
Okay.
I've worked at this company for 3 years. My 3-year anniversary landed on the same day my significant other proposing, and to top it off, I'm getting promoted. I was expecting at least something from my coworkers, like small party, gift, nothing fancy. I was pretty hurt when I came in that week to find nothing. There were congrats and well dones, but nothing else.
Question, do people get parties when they have a year anniversary of being at work?
Not for 3 years usually, maybe 5.
I've been at my work for 14 years and we never had a party for anybody's.
Yeah, that's...
We do birthday parties all the time, but not, hey, you've been here a year.
Yeah, that seems weird. Maybe you get like a little bonus from your boss sometimes, but nothing fancier than that.
We just get a congratulations on hitting the 10-year mark in our weekly email.
There's also like, well, I mean, I guess they're thinking I'm getting promoted. It's my anniversary and I got proposed to.
Proposed has nothing to do with work.
Yeah, I mean, I've had works where they do like a little work wedding shower type thing, and like the boss, the owner of the company, like buys them something nice off their registry, but nothing fancier than that.
I think they're expecting a party and they don't deserve a party. I wouldn't expect a party. Okay, continue.
I poured my eyes out later to my significant other and expressed how uncared about I felt. He contacted one of my coworkers, soon-to-be employee, and she went to my manager and set something up. They had a little buffet in the break room. Just the common stuff, veggie platter, dips, chips and sweets like cookies, tarts, and brownie, some banners. At the end of the day, I took the leftovers home with me on the plates/Tupperware they came in. The coworker, again, soon to be my employee, texted me the next day asking if I took the sweets she made along with the plates. I said yeah, and she got super hostile. Apparently, she wanted to keep those in the break room so those unable to attend the party could still eat, and nowhere did she say this was all for me. She also needed the platter plate back because she was making a birthday cake for her niece. My SO and I both agreed it was wrong for her to text me like that, and seeing as it was my party, if I wanted the leftovers, I deserved them. But he thinks I should just apologize to keep the peace. If I'm not wrong, I don't see the point.
I totally disagree with her take. It's either whoever brought in the food, so it sounds like this coworker baked some sweets.
Yeah.
If they don't get all eaten, they stay in the break room for everybody else to snack on for the next few days, or the person who made them gets to take it home.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my opinion on the matter.
Now, I
sometimes,
agree.
like, the person that you're throwing the party for can take, like, a couple home for them and their significant other, but not all of them.
A couple, yes. That's my point, is, like, I think you can don't take the person's Tupperware.
Yes.
They've got a nice tray. Don't grab the tray.
Unless you clear it with them first.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, I wanted to take a couple home for me and my husband. Is it okay if I take this Tupperware and bring it back tomorrow?
Yeah, everyone in an office situation is very polite about food, usually.
Yes, this person is not polite about food.
No. So you grab a sandwich bag, grab a couple of the brownies, be like, I just want to share one with my SO, you know?
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're in a work environment where, like, there's multiple shifts or something.
Mm.
And at that point, like, yeah, you leave it for, like, so night shift can have some food.
Yeah.
That's
because they didn't get to participate in the party. Yeah, you want to leave some snacks for them.
Yeah, you don't want. That's always the thing with
multi-shift
facilities. Night shift never gets the food.
Yeah.
Because the day shift is like, I eats all of it and grabs some to go home, and then night shift's like, oh, there was a pizza, huh?
I wish we got some pizza.
Right.
Okay. Continue with the story.
The only thing left is an update.
Okay.
Update. Stop saying I forced my SO to contact my coworker. That was his own choice, and never once did I imply I approved or wanted him to do that. I only took the Tupperware because I had nothing else to carry the leftovers in. I try to make all my employees feel special and celebrate their achievements, so I had more expectations out of them than I should have. That was my mistake. So they're unrepentant.
They are unrepentant. They're very entitled. Like, I deserve a party. I deserve to take all the food home because it was my party. And I don't like this person. I don't want to work with them.
They're now a manager of these people.
Also, a manager should not expect their employees
Never
to do nice things for, like, throw parties for them. It is the manager who should be throwing parties for their employees. Like, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, your reward is you get paid more.
Yeah. Now, if the employees want to do a little something nice for their manager, that's great. But it should never be expected that the employees do, personal outside work stuff for their higher-ups.
Right.
Did that make sense?
It did.
Okay.
It's a little crazy to have your significant other text one of your soon-to-be employees so that they go to your manager and be like, we have to arrange
we gotta throw a party because so-and-so expects it.
So-and-so's feelings were hurt that we didn't, they have all this stuff going on. And
yeah, none of those things seem party-worthy to me.
I mean, not party, but like maybe I brought in some brownies or something to celebrate your crazy amount of good things happening.
We only do birthdays and goodbye parties at my work. Like, it's your birthday, I make cupcakes, and then we order lunch out and everybody chips in and pays for the birthday person. Or when somebody is leaving, we throw them a goodbye party. That's pretty much it.
Me too. I don't think I've ever seen a party for somebody getting a promotion.
Or being there for X amount of years.
You maybe take them out for beers after work.
Yeah.
Not a, like, office-funded
potluck buffet.
Yeah. Kind of we put some banners up because we didn't really want to do this.
Oh, we do Christmas too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Christmas party where everybody brings a snack or a dessert or treat.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, but not for any of these reasons.
Yeah, I would not like to work for or with this person.
Yeah, they're the asshole in this scenario. And I think they were very hostile when the internet told them they were being an asshole.
Yeah, they did not take that well. So I have another story about an office party.
Oh, great.
Am I the asshole for telling my boss that I wasn't invited to the party?
No. I feel like the answer is no, because you're just telling them that you weren't invited to a party.
Yeah. I, 26 female, just started at a new job. I quickly realized that one of my colleagues, Marie, is engaged and is getting married within the next 2 months. It seemed like the whole office was attending the wedding. I absolutely did not expect an invite. She just met me, weddings are planned in advance, venues booked, etc. My friend actually just got married, so I saw firsthand how it all worked. I could tell Marie wondered if I was expecting an invitation and was hesitant to bring up the wedding around me, but I just never made a big deal. I didn't feel left out in the slightest. Then I got CC'd on an email from someone in the office, Joan, who is throwing Marie a shower during our lunch hour in the break room in a couple of weeks. Joan was sending out a collection so we could give a group gift, cash, to Marie. They also suggested that we make it a potluck. Joan included her Venmo and also asked we email back with what we planned on bringing. Even if I'm not going to the wedding, I still believe everyone deserves to be celebrated and Venmo'd the $20, as well as sent a reply saying I'd bring lasagna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
A little later, I saw the $20 had been returned to my Venmo and Joan approached my desk. She said I didn't need to contribute. I said, even if I'm not attending the wedding, I'd still like to give Marie a little something. Joan looked a little awkward and hemmed and hawed, but eventually said, "You're not invited to the shower." Oh. I was confused. I said, "I can't go in the company break room on lunch hour?" She said yes.
Oh, that took a weird turn.
I asked where I'm supposed to go. I don't drive. I take public transit to and from work. We don't really work near anywhere I could go to quickly for our lunch hour. She said I could stay at my desk. I pointed out that this was a little exclusionary. Joan said Marie didn't want me to assume I was invited to the wedding. I said I don't at all. We completely understand.
What is this Mean Girls thing that's happening?
I know, right? I completely understand I haven't worked here long and we're not close enough. I'm not hurt by that. She said that's great, but I still can't come. That's so mean.
This is insane. Like, I have been at offices where, like, within the first week of me starting, somebody was leaving for, like, going on maternity leave or something, and, like, you go to the party and you just kind of, like, make talk with people.
Yeah.
It's not
a work party.
It's
at
a work party,
on
yeah.
work time.
It's not a big deal if you're there and you're just like, hey, congratulations. I look forward to getting to know you.
She said that's great, but I still can't come. I asked if I had done anything to offend Marie, and she said no. She just doesn't want me getting my hopes up. I finally let it go and just said, fine, have a good party.
How good of a wedding is this going to be that you would get your hopes up to go? Usually,
I know. Who wants to go to an almost stranger's wedding?
Right? You know how stressful it is when, like, when you were dating people, did you ever have to go to some stranger's wedding?
Yes.
I mean, even with marriage, you've had to go to...
Yes. I'd been dating you for a few months, and we went to a wedding where you were a groomsman, and I was left alone with a bunch of people I didn't know for the whole wedding. It was still fun, but it was a little stressful, but I sucked it up. It was like, we're here to support Josh's friend.
Right? Yeah, so, weddings are never fun if you don't know the person.
Yeah. So the day of the shower, I sat at my desk during the party while everyone else went, eating my lunch alone.
She looks like such an asshole sitting at her desk, like she doesn't want to go to the party.
Yes.
Doesn't that make her look like the bad person?
It does. Okay. But one person kind of snuck her a piece of cake. That was nice. She got one coworker that felt bad about this.
Yeah, but that coworker's probably like, well, she's probably not coming because she feels like she should. She's there. If I'm that coworker and I see my new coworker sitting at their desk, I'm like, oh.
They don't feel like they're...
What's their name?
They didn't say.
Okay, well...
the person getting married is Marie.
OP.
Yeah.
OP. I was talking about OP. OP feels like they're not involved enough. I'll give them some cake and like, hey, come over and hang out with us.
Yeah.
And like, apparently that's not the case.
No. Halfway through the party, the big boss came in. She usually doesn't work on Fridays, so it was a surprise to see her. She saw me sitting at my desk and asked why I wasn't at the party. I told her I hadn't been invited. She hadn't been invited. She had been clearly disinvited.
Yeah, I had been uninvited.
Yes, I have been personally and very
banned.
Yes. I was like very pointedly uninvited. Yes. I told her I hadn't been invited. She was clearly perturbed by this. Later on, she sent an email out banning parties of any kind during work hours. A few people, Joan and Marie included, realized I'm the one who told. They've now turned on me.
There's always, the boss asks you a question and you answer
honestly. Yes.
And then they're like, no, we don't tell the boss the truth. What is wrong with you?
But not telling the truth made her look like she was the bad person who didn't want to celebrate Marie's happy engagement.
No, you tell them the truth.
Yes.
But, like, there's always that group of people in the office who's like, why would you tell the truth to the owner of the company? What is wrong with you?
If not telling the truth is going to make me look bad.
Oh, yeah, no.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. I am not doing anything to make myself look bad in front of the big boss. So if they want me to answer a question honestly, I will.
Yeah, right?
This is my job security here. I don't want them to think I'm the one who's not a team player.
Yeah, no, you want to fit. Yeah. She absolutely did the right thing.
Anyways, some friends say I'm in the wrong here and that I should have lied to the big boss and said I was busy with work to finish or something, so as not to ruin it for everyone else. Am I the asshole?
How far into this job is she? Like a week?
A few months.
Oh, a few months. Okay.
So I think the wedding was 2 months after she got hired. So I think this party is probably like 1 month into her working there.
Okay, so she is far enough in that she would have work.
Yes.
I was assuming she was like a week in, and I'm like, you don't have work.
You're still learning the ropes and don't have any like specific tasks assigned to you.
A week in, you're trying to figure out how to log into email still.
I mean, it's a little bit of a shame that now all work parties are canceled, but that's not her fault. That's Joan and Marie's fault for pointedly disinviting her and excluding her from this party. That's
Joan and Marie's little mean girls clique.
Yeah, they're so mean. Like, what the heck is up with that?
Yeah, you can't sit with us.
That's so mean. This isn't high school anymore. No. This is like an adult workplace.
Right. That's the most insane thing. I can't blame them for canceling work parties if you can't behave.
Yeah, if you can't include all employees in work parties, yeah, they should be banned. And
right.
That's crazy. So I can't believe they're so mean as to pointedly disinvite her. And even when she's like, oh, I'm not expecting an invite to the wedding. I would just like to, celebrate Marie during work hours like everyone else. And they're like, no. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
That's so insane. Like, they could have had an extra $20 and a lasagna. She was going to bring lasagna to the potluck. I want lasagna.
I know, lasagna's like that's a commitment.
Yeah.
You want to be friends with the person in the office who's willing to bring in a lasagna at the potluck. Most people are like, I brought a bag of chips and I brought ice.
I brought pop.
Yep.
2 liters of pop. Two liters of pop. Yeah. Someone who like makes a lasagna.
Yeah.
That's who you want to be involved in all of the food parties.
Right.
And they were like, no, we don't want you or your lasagna.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
This is the most normal. She reacted so normally.
Yeah.
In this scenario of like, yeah, I'll throw in $20. I want to be, congratulations, stranger. Here's $20.
Yeah.
I hope we get along in the future. And they turned around and like, no, we will not get along in the future.
We don't want you to work here anymore. I don't know. That's insane that they're so mean to me.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know.
You said it a little weird. You're like, they were so mean to me.
Yeah.
You didn't pronounce a comma, I think.
It's insane to me how mean they are.
Right. Kind of sounded like you were like suddenly having a flashback to your own personal trauma. Like,
no, it just came out weird. All right, well, that's going to be it for this week's episode of Josh and Kristie Stealing the Internet. Give us a follow, and we'll be back next week with another episode.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye!
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 You should end with that. Like my little spiel, then you should be like, bye.